look at the bigger picture and show you the top half of the Premier League table. Manchester City 3 points off Arsenal. Remember, they had those defeats to Tottenham and Brighton a little bit earlier. And you look at the sort of 3 clubs in the main who are considered to be in a title race. They've all had this period of being questioned inside 7 games, Jamie, haven't they? City with those 2 defeats, Arsenal for not being adventurous enough when they went to Anfield, and Liverpool are in that period at the moment.
Yep, absolutely, and I think it might be that kind of season. I genuinely believe that. If you were to ask me whose shoes you'd like to be in right now, you'd have to say Arsenal. And that was before a game where people were questioning if they lose at Newcastle, are they out of the title race? And that's how quickly things can change. You know, Liverpool were unbelievable last year. I use the analogy that they climbed the mountain. They had so much togetherness. They were a desire to go and win the title as a team, and everything was spot on. You know, they had players that were playing at the peak of their form. You know, Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah, and everything was absolutely right. And they blew teams away in the first half of the season. This year, it's not going to be the case. And I just look at Arsenal and I see that they almost have what Liverpool had last year. And Liverpool have to somehow turn it around and get that sort of togetherness back and that belief, because it's sometimes, I wasn't lucky enough to win a title, but when you can see when a team are going to win it, and United were relentless at it, you can see that they knew what they had to do. And that's what Liverpool have to find again. And it's a little wobble. I said use an analogy, yes, it's a mini crisis, but they will get through it because the players they've got are too good for it not to happen. But they need players to get back in form. Manchester City have got the know-how, as Micah well knows. You mentioned it earlier on how many titles they've won. This is Arsenal's first time, and I think right now, for me, they are the favourites. The squad that they've built and the players that they've brought in gives them a real advantage.
But you don't think that they could necessarily be as relentless as previous title winners have maybe been because of the nature of the league?
Well, I don't think what Arsenal can.
Yeah.
No, they have the look. They have that look.
They could be as relentless as, say, Liverpool last season.
I think right now they're the ones to beat. You know, I think when I watched them at Newcastle, that was such a big moment and we're talking 7 games in. Years ago, we didn't even put the league table up to 6 games, but now we've already going like this. They're going to happen. He's rubbish. He's okay, and then we're writing people off left, right, and centre, teams off. So everything can change. But as we talk right now, after 7 games, an international break upon us, I think Arsenal do look the team to beat, but do not write Liverpool off. But they have to find that belief again, because it has been difficult for them this pre-season. Make no mistake.
I think it's about who holds their nerve. When we won the title in 2012, we didn't believe we could win the title. Then United go points clear, or we were points clear. Then United went points clear. They dropped points, and then we had to go into the final stages needing to win. I think there's a different psychological battle with yourself and the team and everyone around you if you go 5 or 6 points clear. I would rather be chasing than be ahead like when we won the league, because no one's expecting you. I think Arsenal now, they've got the players. Jamie's alluded to it. They've got the squad, but they just need to get over the line, and that is the bit, because there's going to be. We were all saying Liverpool, weren't we? We was all saying Liverpool at the start of the season.
I mean, yeah.
Every pundit was
writing them off.
Everyone was saying Liverpool. They was talking about all the signings. Isak going to be the different. Ekitike has been outstanding as well, and now a week later we're saying, well, Arsenal. I think it's just who holds the nerve the best at the right time.
And emotion
Correct.
Played a part. There's no doubt at all for Arsenal that emotion has got in the way in the last few years for Arsenal at times. You know, they have to stay calm. You know, but with the players they've got, you know, the only thing is Odegaard picked up an injury yesterday, and he looks like he'd found a little bit of form again. But there's going to be so many twists and turns. And I looked at Man City first half today, and we both did, and we're like, wow, this looks like a real team.
But then you look at the second half, and Brentford could have easily nicked an equaliser.
Absolutely. With Thiago had a big moment in the first couple of minutes of the second half when he goes through, and that's why you pay the big money for Donnarumma. You know, that's what he does. He was an amazing save at a really important time, because if it goes to 1-0, you never know, the game could then turn, and then you're massively under pressure.